Welcome to the Membership Guys podcast. Kick-ass advice and tips for membership site owners.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 128 of the Membership Guys podcast. I'm your host, Mike Morrison, and this is a place to be for tips and advice on growing a successful membership website. Thanks so much for choosing to spend part of your day with me. I truly appreciate it, and I hope this episode is going to be worth your while. In fact, I don't even hope it, I know it. It's going to be worth your while because today we're talking about marketing your membership. So we're not talking about those big, killer, shiny marketing strategies or epic sales funnels or Facebook ad hacks. Instead, we're talking about your general day-to-day marketing and how you can establish a consistent baseline of marketing activity. So if you've got nothing else going on, there's always something happening, something being done that's drawing attention to and raising awareness of your membership site. Now, in order to get that consistent baseline of marketing activity, we use something that we call the DWM method. So today we're going to talk to you about what exactly that is and how you can use that approach to get that consistent marketing activity going on in your business. Now, for the purposes of this episode, I'm going to throw things over to the other half of the Membership Guys. I'm sure both she and plenty of other people would say the better half of the Membership Guys, the one and only Callie Willows. Because what we've actually done for today's podcast is taken a lesson out of a course that was recently released inside Member Site Academy, which is, of course, for anyone new to the show, our membership site, all about membership sites. So today's episode is taken directly from our Managing Your Membership Site course. Now, this is a really in-depth course that Callie put together herself that goes into the ins and outs of all the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month tasks that you have to keep on top of as membership site owners. And of course, just one of those areas is maintaining your marketing activity. So I've handpicked a great lesson all about DWM marketing and how you can use it to get that consistent baseline of activity going on for your membership so that you always have something happening that will draw attention, raise awareness to your membership business. Now, because this is audio that's pulled directly from a course inside membersiteacademy.com, you will hear Callie make reference to a worksheet that is available to accompany this lesson. And she'll talk about this worksheet being available below the lesson. If you look below the video for this lesson, you will see this worksheet. Now, we've actually made that worksheet, that checklist for helping you with your DWM marketing available over at the membershipguys.com/128. So we head to the membershipguys.com/128. You'll be able to download the worksheet that Callie references towards the end of this lesson and put it into use for helping you to establish consistency in your membership marketing. So without any further ado, I'm going to jump right now over to Callie Willows talking about DWM marketing.
So, your day-to-day marketing activity. Now, I call this the DWM approach, and this is imaginatively titled. You know, if you've been in the academy for a while, you'll know that I'm usually very literal in my naming of things. And this stands for the daily, weekly, monthly approach. And this is something that we use to ensure that we always have things going on to promote the academy. And this is essentially things that are going on in the background every day, regardless of what other activity we're doing. So as I mentioned before, this is day-to-day marketing activity, not your big promotions, not your big marketing strategies. This isn't things like Facebook ads, webinars, sales funnels. It's not even things like your blog content or your podcast content. This is entirely additional to all of that. And before you worry, it doesn't mean a lot of additional work. The idea of this is to actually, after the initial implementation is done, allow you to actually focus more on those main marketing channels, but still know that there's other things going on in the background every day. And what this actually does is ensure that no matter what else is happening, one thing is happening every day, every week, every month to focus on your membership site. And this ensures that you raise attention, awareness, and visibility of your membership site. Something you need to remember is that people are joining your email list, your social media channels every single day. So they're not necessarily going to be aware of something that you said last week. So it's important to be consistently putting your membership site on show. And as I said, this isn't about doing it in an in-your-face, buy my stuff kind of way. It's more about just ensuring that your membership site name is out there, what you do is out there, and that people are aware that this exists. And there's 3 different ways to do this. The first is by building authority, and this is something you want to do every single day. The next is by providing social proof, and again, you want to do this every day or at the very least weekly. And finally, you also want to directly promote your membership sometimes. So I mentioned not being all in your face and buy my stuff, but actually there's nothing wrong with doing that occasionally. You're probably not going to want to do that daily, but at least once a week or every month, you want to have some kind of direct promotion of your membership site. And when I say promotion, I'm not talking about a deal or a discount or a bonus. I'm literally just meaning, hey, I have this membership site. Do you want to join? And we're going to look at all 3 of these elements in more detail now and how you can approach each and then put them together into a DWM strategy for yourself. So let's take a look at how authority building fits into our daily, weekly, monthly tasks. First of all, this is activity that builds credibility. So this is anything that you do that makes people realize that you actually know what you're talking about, that you're an expert in this subject, and that people should be listening to you, that you've got good advice to give, and that you can help people achieve a certain result. So authority building content demonstrates your knowledge, your skills, and your expertise. Now, usually you'll be doing that with things like blog posts and podcasts and videos, and that's great. That's definitely one of the best ways to build authority. But sometimes you also need to be doing small things. So you need to be doing little tiny daily things that just highlight that actually you know your stuff. Or if you're not an expert yourself, that you know the people that do know their stuff. So I'm talking here about you building your authority, but authority can also be about the fact that you connect with other people that can help people. A lot of the time, whilst we have our blog and our podcast content and things like that, people need time to actually consume that content. So I'm sure I'm not the only person who has a whole stream of bookmarked posts that they intend to read later, or saved links in Facebook that you're convinced that you're going to go back to, or podcasts that you've downloaded and you've never quite got around to listening to yet. All that kind of content, as great as it is for building authority, demonstrating your knowledge, and essentially attracting members to you, it requires time to consume. So you also want to be doing things which require no time from somebody. They can take a glance at this activity and it highlights to them that you're somebody who knows what they're talking about, or that you've got something to say that they want to hear. And that then encourages them to actually spend that time to consume your longer content. So if somebody sees a quote from you on Instagram, for example, and that really resonates with them, then they're more likely to then go and read your next blog post or listen to your next podcast episode. If somebody's in a Facebook group and they see you post a quick tip or reply to somebody else's post with a great answer, then again, that puts you on their radar and makes it far more likely that they're going to want to hear more from you. So this authority building activity is kind of what you want to do to actually get people to consume your longer form content. And I've given a couple of examples for you there already, but this includes things like sharing a useful tip in a Facebook group. So Facebook groups are still a great way to really connect with your audience, or a LinkedIn group, or any kind of community where you can actually provide helpful advice is a great way of building this ongoing authority and getting you known in the space. And it's also things like creating quick quotes for Instagram and Pinterest. So as I mentioned before, if you pull out a useful quote from your latest blog post and you put that on a shareable image and you share on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, then that's something that somebody can quickly glance at, see that you know what you're talking about, and it inspires them then to actually click through to your content, whether that's a blog post, a podcast, or even your membership site sales page. even if you're already well known in your space, you should still be doing these little things every day that essentially just remind people about the topic that you talk about your expertise in that topic, about your own unique insight. And as I said before, people come into your social media channels in particular at all different stages of your journey. Somebody who follows you on Instagram or likes your Facebook page today won't have seen all that content that you shared a few weeks ago. So don't worry about being repetitive as well. So you've got this image here, for example, that we put on Instagram. Remember, you're selling solutions to problems. Everything else is just fluff. And that's just a quick soundbite, essentially, which is easy for somebody to read and decide whether or not they actually want to connect with us further. We also have some other examples here where actually just putting up images of events that you're speaking at. So whether that's an in-person event or an online summit, anything like that, actually putting those kind of content on social media in particular, not only does it highlight your authority, because why would you be speaking at an event or why would you be asked to be on a summit if you didn't know what you were talking about, but it also provides that behind the scenes look that people really like as well. So when people can actually see what you're doing in your day-to-day business, then not only does that create a deeper relationship with you, but it also helps to build that authority as well without you even needing to say anything. Now, some of this, in terms of these behind the scenes for things, they're not things that you can automate in advance, but it doesn't take long to actually snap a photo at an event and put it across all your social media channels. And for things in advance, so whether it's an online masterclass that you're doing for somebody or an actual in-person live event, then usually the event organizer will create images and shareables quite far in advance so that you can start sharing them on your social media regularly. And then, of course, things like images with quotes on, tips in Facebook groups and things can all be planned and automated in advance. The next side of our DWM is social proof. So this is activity that shows results. So it shows results of your members. It shows that other people are in your membership site. And it doesn't have to just be end results as well. So it doesn't have to be the big such and such did a 7-figure launch, for example. It could just be somebody talking about your membership and how much they like it. It doesn't need to be a big end goal. This is any activity that shows people talking about your membership site in a positive way. And so the benefit of doing this is that it highlights your member experience, so how members actually experience your membership site, and obviously your member results as well. So you do want to have some results in there, but in the early days of your membership site, you might not necessarily have those straight away. So your testimonials, your social proof can be focused on people saying how much they like your member community, how much they like your content, and things like that. So some examples here are sharing member wins. So you'll know in the Academy, we love celebrating our member wins. And actually what you can do there is you can take a snapshot of any wins and you can share them on social media. You could add member wins to a public newsletter. Maybe you could even spotlight a member on your blog if you wanted to. And another example is adding a case study to your blog as well. So obviously testimonials are the big thing that gets talked about when it comes to social proof, but actually case studies are even more valuable. So if you have a member who's done particularly well with your membership content, ask them if you can do a case study on them and actually write that onto your blog or have them on your podcast. And that provides not only rich content for your site, but it's the absolute best social proof you will get. And some other examples here include spontaneous testimonials on social media. So if somebody tweets or puts on Facebook about how much they like your site, take a screenshot of that. And again, here's just a couple of examples of how you can do this. So on the left-hand side here, we have an image that we've created with a testimonial from one of our members, and that goes out on social media. We have quite a few of those created now from different members. And as you can see, it's all designed nicely. It's quite professional, and those go out on our social media channels regularly. On the other side, you have an off-the-cuff screenshot of something posted in our forum, which Mike then screenshotted and shared in his Instagram stories. So you can see there's two different ways of doing this. You have the planned testimonials that go out, and you can also have those spontaneous screenshot style elements as well. And I think a combination of the two works really well. So things like testimonials, case studies, and member examples or spotlights where you can plan them, you can automate them, and then interspersing that with real-time screenshots with things that members have said or results that members have gotten as well. And here you can also do things like share members' launches, share their content, share their results, pretty much anything that puts your members front and center. And finally, we have the direct promo category. And as the name implies, this is any activity that directly highlights your membership. So this can be content that explores your membership features. So it could be behind the scenes content. It could be you talking about a particular aspect of your membership site. And it can include direct promotions or offers as well. But I would keep the direct promotions and offers to a minimum. So you maybe want to do a post like that once a month at most. Some examples of that include sharing new content released on your Facebook page. So whenever you release new membership content, share that publicly. Sharing behind the scenes photos on Instagram. So if you're recording a podcast or you're recording a course for your members, snap a photo of it and share what you're doing on Instagram and other social media channels. And a direct promotion that you could do is maybe running a $1 trial to your Facebook group. And again, here's a couple of examples there. So we have an image that we use or we used to use as a direct promotion of the Academy. So every now and again, this would go out on our social media channels. And on the right-hand side is a behind-the-scenes photo of Mike recording a course that he was creating. And so that went on Instagram with details about, I'm hunkered down recording this new course for the Academy. It's going to be released on this date. Really looking forward to it. So things like that where, again, they give that behind-the-scenes look of what you're doing, but they also remind people that you have a membership site. And it really does help to just consistently put that in front of people that this is what you do, this is what you sell, and this is what you know about. So what I would love for you to do now is below this video, you'll see a worksheet. And I would love for you to fill this out and write down possible activities that you could do for each of the 3 objectives. So what can you do for authority building? What can you do for social proof? What can you do for direct promotions? Once you've done that, you want to take those activities and put them into our DWM matrix and create your DWM routine. So what of those activities that you've created could you do on a daily basis? So with your authority building, for example, is it that you can link to a new blog post every day? Is it that you can put a quote out every day? When it comes to weekly, is it that you can go into a particular Facebook group every week and answer any relevant questions? Similarly, with social proof, what can you do on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis there? And with direct promotion as well. So you don't need lots of different things happening every day. You don't need lots of different things happening every week or every month. You just need one thing that's going to highlight your membership site and gets people's attention. And aside from some of the off-the-cuff things that we talked about there, a lot of this can then be automated. So if you're using a social media tool, for example, and we'll talk about them in a little while, you can put in things like all your shareable images or your quotes or your testimonials and have those automatically put out onto different channels for you. And for other things, like if your weekly task is to go into a Facebook group and answer questions that are relevant, then add that into your project management tool so you know that every Wednesday that's what you're going to do. So build up this activity matrix of different things that you can do and then look at how you can actually implement that.
Okay, guys, hopefully you found that useful. Don't forget to head over to themembershipguys.com/128 in order to download the DWM planning worksheet that Callie talked about just a few moments ago. And of course, if you are an Academy member, again, this is a lesson taken directly from the Managing Your Membership Site course that's available right now inside the course library. If you haven't yet taken this course, go and check it out. It is an absolutely awesome course that is very useful and very practical for anybody running a membership site. And of course, if you're not an Academy member, you know what to do. Head on over to membersiteacademy.com. The lesson reviews for today's podcast episode is just one lesson from one course. It's just a small part of what we have on offer inside MemberSite Academy. Not only do we have an extensive course library, we've got member Q&As, we've got expert training, we've got loads of resources, tools, discounts, and a very active, very supportive community who are there to answer all your questions and help you in your membership journey. So if you're not a member, you know what to do. Head on over to membersiteacademy.com. That's it from me and from Callie for this week's episode. I hope you have found it useful. And I'd love to hear from you guys about how you're using the DWM method to make your membership marketing more consistent. Let me know on social. Hit me up with Twitter @membershipguys, or check out our free Facebook group. If you search for Membership Mastermind on Facebook, you'll find our group. Join, and then let us know how you've implemented the DWM method into your own marketing strategy. That's it from me for this week. I'll be back again next time with another installment of the Membership Guys podcast. If you've enjoyed today's episode of the Membership Guys podcast, we invite you to check out the membersiteacademy.com. The Member Site Academy is the essential resource for anyone at any stage of starting, growing, and running a membership website. So whether you're still figuring out what your idea is going to be, or whether your website is already up and running and you're just looking for ways to grow it and attract new members, then the Member Site Academy can help you to get to the next level. With our extensive course library, monthly training, exclusive member-only discounts, perks and tools, and a supportive, active community to help you along the way with feedback, encouragement and advice, the Member Site Academy is the perfect place to be for anyone looking to start, manage and grow a successful membership website. So check it out at membersiteacademy.com.